Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Wednesday, March 1st, and third day of Adar. Here we go. Now, when the Megillah is read, there are going to be three brachos recited before the beginning of the Megillah, morning and night. And that is a bracha of Shehecheyanu, is one of the three. And Shehecheyanu is for something that you haven't done in the whole year, so you're making a special bracha for the newness of reading the Megillah. And we do that every single year. What's interesting, though, is that we recite that Shehecheyanu bracha as the third bracha, even in the morning. When in the morning, it's hard to say that I haven't done this in a year because you just read the Megillah the 12 hours ago at night. So in the morning, you're going to say a Shehecheyanu, even though you just read the Megillah 12 hours ago at night. What's the newness there? And the answer is quite simple. The newness is the other mitzvos of the day, which are coming upon you, and they're very brand new. And they are like the seuda, the meal that you're going to have during the day, and the shalach manos, the gifts that you're going to send, the matanos avyonim, the gifts to the poor that you're going to give. So when that Shehecheyanu bracha is said, you think in your mind that I'm saying this Shehecheyanu bracha for the new things that are happening today, and those new things are that today on the day of Purim, the reading of the Megillah is not what's so new because I did that last night, but the newness is that I'm now going to give the gifts to the poor, etc. So the reader should think that on behalf of everybody that he's reading for, and the listeners should think that. And by the way, when the reader makes the brachas, he is thinking, I'm saying these for the people, to be motzi them, to make them fulfill the mitzvah. The people are listening saying, I'm listening to fulfill the mitzvah from the man who's reading it for us, and so his read counts over to you, if you know what I mean, and you fulfill it as he kind of sort of transfers his mitzvah over to you. The reader does have to be careful to make certain that the commotion that happens around the word Haman doesn't drown out the word. We have to hear every word of the Megillah, and we also have to hear the word Haman. So if he sees that some of the noise caved in on the word Haman and it didn't get really fully heard, then he might even have to repeat the word Haman after the noise dies down. And that second time, hopefully, people won't make the noise all over again. But it would be fantastic if you could try to get yourself a kosher Megillah, a parchment one, to have in front of you, and then you read out of that parchment Megillah, and you read all the words out of the parchment, and it's like even if something happened and there was a noise, but you fulfilled it because you were reading along with him out of your parchment. Even if you don't have a parchment and one of the words or a couple of words here and there get drowned out, you could still fulfill the mitzvah because you're allowed to have some minority of the words said out of reading it even in your printed matter. So even if you're looking inside of a chumash or something and you miss a word, you can say the word yourself out of your chumash and still fulfill the mitzvah. That's a shocker. Not everybody knows that. You only have to hear the majority of the words out of the kosher parchment Megillah. But if here and there you miss a word, and it's a minority number of words that you miss, you can just repeat them out of the printed thing that you're reading from, and that can help you fulfill the mitzvah right there when you read it out of that printed matter. You just can't do that at the very beginning of the Megillah or at the very end. You can't start by missing the first sentence, or you can't end by missing the last sentence. You also can't miss an entire piece, like the whole little Big Son and Sarah story. You can't miss that. You could just miss a random word here and there and say them out of the printed chumash that you're using. Thanks for logging on, and log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.